You are soaring flight of imagination, saturated in the movable. Removable, no excuses. You're breaking all the rules. You are brew, composed in shea butter, peppermint and honey black soap. Nas lifeline inscribed in palm, unconventional, standing 20 feet tall. You are 1969 in the syncopated. Improvisation to the metronome. You chasse too. You allow your voice to ripen before time signatures expire in measures. You origami chords. You are where 30 shakes hands with adolescence, realizing you just hit puberty. Watch as red clay seeps through pores, building pyramids past prime. You are prime at 44. All brass, double bass, two drummers, three electric pianos, and percussionists all saying forget it at once. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. It's your girl Heather Byrd here, and we are back for another episode of All About Our Liberation. And I am beyond excited to be having this conversation with you all today. So, if you are here, I need you to make sure that you are getting your people in the room, tag them, share them. Let me know that you're here in the comment section because I can see y'all, okay? So let me know that I can see y'all in the chat. For those of you all who do not know who I am, my name is Heather Byrd, and I am the visionary, founder, and CEO of Bird's World Publishing, where we are on a mission to empower individuals, especially women of color, to write and publish their brilliance so we can turn our messages into movements. Y'all hear me? Okay, we are turning our messages into movements. And today I am beyond excited. Like when I tell you I've been bouncing off the walls, and we probably should have had this conversation sooner in the series, but here we are. Timing is what it needs to be, right? But I am beyond excited to have this conversation and invite you to All About Our Liberation. This is the podcast that we pull together to work collectively to reclaim and rebuild our way back home. This is inspired by the upcoming anthology, All About Our Liberation, Volume 1. And we are extending the conversation here so we can transform not only on the page, but in person. Together, we really do have the permission to write, to rest, and to remember who we were before the world got its hands on us. All right. So make sure y'all are getting your people in the room. Make sure you're liking, make sure you're sharing, make sure again you're commenting and letting me know that you are here. Come on. I see Pearl is here. There's a here with a heart shape. Hey Pearl, how you doing? I'm so excited for you to be here. I see Coach Hooks is in the building. Hello everyone. So excited to be here. Look here. I'm excited for y'all to be here too. All right. So go ahead, tag your folks, get them in the room because we are going to be having an amazing dynamic conversation today. All right. So, with that, let me know where you're coming from, so that we can have like a vibe. I'm hailing in Chicago, South Side. There's no better side. Fight me if you want to. All right. But before we get started, I would love to send a quick shout out to the network that made this opportunity possible for us to continue this conversation. So, with that, I would love for us to take a second to introduce you to the Female Solution.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
All right, y'all, and we're back. And as usual, I always get really excited when we kick things off here, for All About Our Liberation. But there is a need for us to be able to slow ourselves down. I don't think there is enough opportunity for us to take a breath, a necessary breath, multiple breaths for over a period of time and really focus in on what our bodies are doing. We need the opportunity just to breathe. and understand how beautiful breath really is. So before each episode, I like to create space for us to pause, for us to ground, and to honor our ancestors and their wisdom. So, if you are in a good space, only if you're not driving, you feel safe, whatever that looks like for you, I want to invite you to close your eyes. And if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, I would love to invite you just to lower your gaze or just not focus in on anything that is in front of you at this moment. And I would love for you to take a few deep breaths in on your own and just do a quick body scan. I know for me, my shoulders love to have conversations with my ears. They don't belong up there. So if your shoulders are really high, go ahead and shrug them up really tight to your ears and then drop them. Wiggle your toes. Release the weight from your eyebrows and your jaw. Maybe unclench your stomach. And just note the part of your body that needs a hug the most. And we're going to take 4 collective breaths together. So for the first one, we're going to inhale together and then exhale out through our mouth. And then for the next 3 after that, we're going to inhale together and then we're going to hum out. And with that hum, we want to make it big. We want it to take up space. I want to give you permission to take up space. And we're going to send that hum to the part of your body that needs it the most. So let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in together. And then out through your mouth. Release those shoulders. Another deep breath in. And hum out. Make the hum loud. Make your neighbors come knocking on your door because they're wondering what you're doing. You let them know that you are creating space to breathe. Let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And hum out. One more time. Nice deep breath in. And we're going to hum out and send that hum to your part of your body that needs it the most. It always settles me when I create space to hum. Humming is healing. And I want to invite you, if you closed your eyes or lowered your gaze, to keep it that way for a second. And I would like to invite you into the quote for today's episode. If you've ever been to All About Your Liberation, you know that we love to be able to move ourselves into a quote that grounds our conversation and also opens up the door for you all to be a part of the conversation. This is not just a one-way or two-way to you all. Like, we want to be in this with you, okay? So as your eyes may be closed or your gaze is lowered, today's quote is by Audre Lorde. And it says, "My silences had not protected me, and your silences will not protect you." I'll put that up on the screen so you all can see it. My silences had not protected me. Your silence will not protect you. So I want you to think about that quote as we are taking a quick commercial break. And as you were thinking about that quote, I would love for you to be able to drop in the chat what's coming up for you as you are receiving that quote. And if you want to take it a little step further, I also have a reflection question for you. So as we think about that quote, my silences had not protected me. Your silence will not protect you. I want you to think about, what truth have you been keeping quiet? And what would change if you finally put it on the page? Again, What truth have you been keeping quiet? And what would change if you finally put it on the page? So go ahead, take some time, check in, and see what that means for you. And if you're brave enough or comfortable enough, go ahead and drop your responses in the chat so we can have a conversation around it. And we'll be back from a quick commercial break. Before I take that break, there's not enough people in this room, y'all. The conversation that's about to take place, we need some more people in this room. So, again, I want to encourage you all to tag someone who you know needs to be a part of this conversation. All right. Tag, like, share, lean in so that we can create the space where we are liberating ourselves. All right. So, let's go ahead and do that. Reflect on that question, and we'll be back in about 90 seconds. All right. See y'all soon.
Great day. It's your girl Asada here to introduce a new female solution show called Asada Says. That's right. Every month we're going to talk about everything I am, from cryptocurrency and financial security to good health and parenting strategies. Come on and talk with me every Tuesday morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And let's do that thing the way Asada says it should be done. See you then. Peace, right here on the Female Solution.
Welcome to Master Force with Mushim Suit. Join us each week on Thursdays at 7 a.m. Central, live on Facebook and YouTube on the Female Solution page, as we dive into powerful topics designed to assist you in mastering your life force. Our conversations feature a diverse lineup of experts, all dedicated to your growth. Tune in weekly to discover new ways to elevate your spirit and raise your vibration. And remember, we are ascending.
And we're back, y'all. And if you're just not joining us, I want to be able to welcome you to All About Our Liberation, the podcast, where we work collectively to remember, reclaim, and rebuild our way back home. So, again, make sure you're tagging and getting your people in the room, because it is officially that moment where we're about to bring our guests to the stage. And if y'all have seen any of our other episodes, you know this conversation is about to be real good. And if you haven't, I want you to make sure y'all are checking out the YouTube page, Bird's World, to check out all of the previous episodes. This is our 10th episode, and we have been having some really amazing, necessary, juicy conversations. All right. So I want to make sure y'all are in the room. Look here, we got folks in the room from ATL. Come on. Welcome to All About Our Liberation. It is so good to have you here. Again, we got somebody else from ATL. Come on, Coach Hooks. Somebody else came to the space, invited by Barbara from Radical Presence. Barbara is my entire heart, and she was actually our first guest on All About Our Liberation. So if you haven't checked out that episode, please, please, please make sure you do. All right. I'm checking to make sure I got everything necessary out here. Oh, one last thing before we bring our guests up. Look here, you all. We are in the space where we are creating the necessary conversations. We're having the necessary conversations within community, right? And every first and third Tuesdays of the month, we have our virtual open houses that take place. So if, as we're having this conversation, this is something that you're gravitating towards, want to learn more about, please make sure you join us for our open houses at birdsworldpublishing.com/open house. This gives you an opportunity to experience Bird's World right in community and learn more about how we can turn your message into a movement. All right. I'm trying to find all the ways to stall, but y'all have had enough time to get the people in the room. So we're going to go ahead and make this happen. All right. So, y'all, before I read the official bio for our guest today, when I tell you this woman, I got chills. I got chills just having a flashback to when we first met. For those of y'all who know me, right? You might see me out in public, and a lot of people believe that I am an extrovert. I'm not. I am an introvert who loves the right type of people. And when I tell you I will show up and be anywhere, this woman has me in. If she invites me across the world and I can make it happen, I will make it happen. We met at my cousin's co-working space. My goodness, probably back in 2018 and 19. And we just so happened to be in the space together in our respective spaces. And I don't even know who started the conversation. She probably did. But when I tell you, I felt like I knew this woman from another life. I felt like we had the opportunity to build. I immediately trusted her and knew that whatever she put in front of me was going to be necessary for my growth. I absolutely love and adore this woman. So when I tell you this conversation means so much to me, and as we have grown over the years, we have laughed together, we have cried together, and we have built some of the most amazing spaces together and collaborations. And so I am just so thankful for her to be here. And I'm now going to read her official bio to bring her to the stage. But I just had to give y'all the real. Like, I to give you all the things that is Serita Love would take me the entire episode. So I'm going to stop here and read the bio and then bring my girl to the stage. So, Serita Love is an entrepreneur and founder of Success Junkie, trademarked, a cultural movement and membership community for ambitious achievers. As the creator of the Success Matchmaker, also trademark, methodology, she helps driven leaders grow, connect, and scale with intention. Through her authority brand and signature events, including the annual Success Junkie Summit, Sarita has built a reputation for transforming potential into power. Y'all, I'm going to read that again. Through her authority, brand, and signature events, including the annual Success Junkie Summit, Sarita has built a reputation for transforming potential into power. Her core mission is to serve her community every single day and build businesses of impact. Y'all, I want you all to blow up this entire chat and help me and welcome in my girl in success, Miss Serita Love, my dear.
Hey,
Welcome.
hey, girl. We about to do this.
We are about to do this. Look here, and I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. When I think back to how we first met and the conversation that we have and the work that we've done collectively to get here.
Heather.
If I start crying, y'all just roll with me. You know what I'm saying?
We in the trenches, baby.
We are in the trenches. And I am so grateful for who you are as a person. So thank you for
Thank
joining me on this
you.
episode, my dear.
And congratulations on episode 10. So I had looked, I'm quick to look something up real quick. I just wanted to share one thing, Heather, about the number 10. What I captured that is relevant to tonight is new beginnings are forming. Something is closing out so a new chapter can begin
Yes,
cleanly,
yes.
and you're being asked to lead yourself. That's what I gathered for the number 10 today. So I was like,
All
I
right,
gotta
here we
share. I'm your first double digit. Like, what?
Yes. Oh, look here. And we are here together always. But oh, snap. We got cousins in the building. Let's go,
Cousins, what's
cousins.
up, cousins? I just dropped the group chat. Like, if y'all available, pull up.
Yes. And then we also have a couple of other people that are here as well. And Sarita, if you get a
Yes,
chance,
shout out to the Will to Live 2000. That's my auntie. Hey,
come on. Hey,
auntie.
Auntie. Yes,
It's about to
yes,
go down, girl. They're gonna bring the smoke. Hey, Pearl. Look, I
yes.
see Pearl
Pearl
Arla.
is here. Pearl is not playing. She is in this chat. I appreciate y'all for being present here. And Sarita, if you get a chance, your camera went off. I don't know if you
I
meant to do
wonder
that.
why. Let's
Um,
see.
oh, ta-da.
Something's glitching over here. There's a glitch because they
It's
they know
okay.
it's about to get real over here. They playing
Yeah,
with us.
it's about to be fire, right? So to warm us up a little bit, right? Because you
Yes.
are gonna grace us with your letter. And I want to make
Am
sure,
I?
yes, you are. You know, It's so funny. The last episode that I did, Cassie was like, "Of course, Heather had prereqs and a whole setup for what this was going to look like." Like, welcome to my brain. Y'all will have a chance to dive deeper into it a little bit later, right?
Yes.
But I would love for you to kick us off, um, reflecting on the quote that we talked about as I opened up the space, right? So, from
Ooh,
Andre Lord said,
yeah.
"My silences had not yet protected me, and your silence will not protect you."
So I was hoping we weren't going there because that so no, it's a reason. It's a reason. But I'm glad that you transitioned me into, my statement today, right? Can you state that quote one more time?
Absolutely. My silences had not protected me. Your silence will not protect you.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go back for your audience. And like if you're here and you know me, you might know these things. And then if you're not, I'll just give a few bullet points, right? 1993, 8-year-old little girl turned 9, and less than 20 days or so later, she loses her mom. And 5 years later, she loses her voice because she speaks up on something and her whole life changes yet again. So in 1998, 5 years later, I should have had my report card with me right now because sometimes I keep it close. I have 4 schools stamped on my report card because I spoke up about something inappropriate happening in my home, and I had to move and move and move in that year. So you would think that would make, I'm a Cancer, so we got the shell. You would think that would make me go in my shell. It did, but it also grounded me. And in appropriate settings, I share more in depth the details of that story because I know there are a lot of girls and women who have never spoken up on what I had the audacity to speak up on, whether to my audience was true or not true. As long as it was true to me, and as long as I had other people who knew that truth, I was okay with the consequences of what came with that. So definitely wasn't ready to come swinging with it, but I won't go into the details because that is something I discuss only in intimate settings. Uh,
Absolutely.
I pray to get to a place where I even more freely discuss that, and I do believe it may be my next TEDx talk when I'm actually on the real stage.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thank you so much for leaning in on that because there's so many different ways.
And I would knock the wind out. I was like,
Yeah.
dang,
You're like, oh,
I was like,
we here.
we're not doing
We
that today.
here.
But we are doing that today because that is what liberation is, right?
Yes. Yes.
So thank you for look, she gave me a heads up wall, but she didn't at the same time, which I appreciate. And that's the magic of Heather. So
I
Heather,
appreciate.
what does that shirt say again for those who don't know?
Oh, look here. This shirt we have worn several times on several occasions. We are leaping and your wings will appear. Leap and your wings will appear. Like understanding that we have the tools, that we have what is necessary for us to heal ourselves. We have the community around us to help us heal. And if we don't, it exists. So how
Yeah.
can we help you find the community, right? Understanding that a lot of the times we underestimate ourselves
Yeah.
and what we have gone through, and understanding that we can make it through something more
I'll,
that is coming our way in
I'll say
order to
that.
make our dreams come true, honey, too.
Yes.
Come
Yes.
on. Come on.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I am wow. I'm ready to continue to follow your lead. Um
Yes.
Heather and I, we had an offline chat about like the past few days. Heather and I, we laugh, we cry like the ugly tears together.
Mhm.
And I was sharing with Heather how I have been deeply and intently communicating with little Serita more now than ever. A lot of times we, want the pull from our higher selves, right? And for me, I'm distinguishing the two, right? Because
Mm.
I have an idea of where I'm going, just like little Sarita did, but I have surpassed my wildest dreams of that little girl already, you know. However, at the same time, I clam up sometimes because you
Yes.
have that noise. You have, not necessarily people telling you what you can't do. Really, you can be your biggest hater. I'm not going to blame it on anybody else. I'm my biggest hater. Let's
It
be
can
clear.
be
I ain't worried
right
about
here.
nobody else. I ain't worried about nobody else. Not at this big age. But let's be real. But Heather, do we want to transition?
Yes, I would love for us to be able to transition. So, one of the things that we do with All About Our Liberation is that we ask our guests to come on and write a letter to our audience. We have a letter to a sister resistor that exists within this segment. And really, this letter is an opportunity for us to give ourselves permission in a way that we have never given ourselves permission before. It is whatever is on our hearts that need to be shared. We share that because sometimes it's somebody else's word that moves us into action. It's somebody else being able to put to words what we are going through and understanding I am not alone, right? And so, Sarita, I want to thank you again for answering the call of showing up and writing this letter to the audience. And if there's anything, audience members, that are resonating with you, please let us know in the chat. Because as we are also touching the virtual stage and stages across the world, we want to make sure that what we're saying is resonating. So if there's anything that
Yeah.
resonates with you, please let us know in the chat. Sarita, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. And I kept it pretty light and straightforward. But it definitely, whew, it was this letter was to me. And I just want you to be a mirror today, ladies, whether you're hearing it tonight or at any given moment. So I'll start by saying, dear sister resistor, can I be honest with you? I don't know what it took for you to get here today. I don't know what fires you've been putting out, what bills you've been figuring out, what dreams you've been carrying, or what disappointments you've been trying not to think about. But I do know this: you didn't get here by accident. Something in you said enough. Enough surviving, enough shrinking, enough putting yourself at the bottom of your own list. And sister, I'm glad you listened. I'm even glad that you showed up because somewhere along the way, many of us became really good at carrying everything. We carry the family, we carry the business, we carry the vision, we carry the expectations, we carry everybody else's needs while convincing oneself we'll get to ours later. But later keeps becoming later. And at some point, we have to ask ourselves a hard question: when is it my turn? Not when everything is perfect, not when everyone approves, not when the calendar clears, because it won't. I know mine won't. Now, because the woman you're becoming cannot be built on constant self abandonment. I know some of us were taught that strength means sacrifice, that being a good woman means giving until there's nothing left, that asking for help was weakness, that resting was what, y'all? Lazy, that choosing ourselves was, of all things, selfish. But what if that's not true? What if choosing yourself is the most responsible thing you can do? Sister resistor, what if the next level of your life isn't asking you to do more, but to become more honest about what you need, what you deserve, and what you're no longer willing to tolerate? That's the conversation I hope you'll have with yourself while you're here. Not who you've been, not who everyone expects you to be, not who you are becoming, because I don't believe you're here just to heal. I believe you're here to remember your power, to remember your voice, to remember the woman who existed before the doubt, the disappointment, the heartbreak, the responsibilities, and the pressure convinced her that she had to settle. She's still here and she still has work to do. No hustle work, no proving work, purpose work. The kind of work that happens when a woman finally decides that she deserves the same energy she's been giving everyone else. So while you're here, breathe, reflect, receive. But don't just leave inspired. That's not what we're here for. Leave decided about what you're no longer carrying, what you're no longer tolerating, what you're finally making room for. Because your next chapter won't be built by who you've been. It will be built by the woman who chooses herself enough to become who she's always have been meant to be. And sister, I have a feeling she's already in the room. Welcome home. Love, Serita.
Girl,
Love
I
you.
oh, I don't know about y'all. Don't know about y'all,
That was
but
personal for me.
I have chills. That's what I'm saying. Like I needed this for me. You didn't write this for me. You wrote this for yourself, and I got to see myself in you. Sage, hi, my dear. Welcome. Yes, purpose work.
Sage.
I'm so glad that you are here. You love KS said, wow, my word. I'm trying to figure out where to begin.
Because the Acme ton is real, y'all. It's
This
real.
this is real. One of the things that I do want to hone in on, and I believe Coach, oh no, it was Sage that said the self abandonment, and Coach Hooks said 100%. Right back at her, right?
I know that's right. Hey, Coach Hooks.
Right. When we start talking about self abandonment, you hit me there because a lot of the times we think about other people who abandon us. And what we don't focus in on is that little child inside of us. We were talking about that earlier, that we need to get back to before
Yeah.
the world got its hands on us. That self abandonment piece is real. I am currently working on my own memoir that talks about abandonment. And as I've begun to peel back the layers, yes, it started with being a fatherless child.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took that and manifested that in another way to where I began to misalign myself and live in self abandonment in a way that just I needed to unpack, right?
And I'm going to share something with you with that, because I had two different letters, and the one that I read was the one that I knew I needed to say right now.
Mm.
However, to your point, Heather, in the original letter, just going to share one sentence. The little girl who learned too early how to carry absence.
Ooh.
I wasn't ready to say that one out loud in the original letter, but you
Mm.
learn, because abandonment is not just someone willingly leaving you and purposefully leaving you. I learned in therapy that like I lost my mom at 9 years old.
Yes.
I saw my parents get married at 8. I saw my mom gone at 9. I
Mm.
thought you get married, then you die.
Mm.
The mic drop here for her is she was only 29 years old. So imagine from 9 to 29, that little girl, that's the timeline I thought
That
I
was
had.
it. Yes.
So
Yeah.
abandonment is also when someone leaves and it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know? So for
Absolutely.
those who experience, just many forms of like trauma and grief, understand that it's not always someone didn't care. It may also mean they just couldn't carry
Whew, hold
whoever
on.
it's, I
Re-
mean,
Rewind. You said it's not because they just didn't care. It's maybe because they couldn't carry.
because you're expecting a gallon from a pint. You're expecting everything that you give from somebody who they ain't got it. They ain't got it.
Mm, mm,
And you over here trying to, oh, and I'm speaking to Black women now because I think sisters are in this room. Black
absolutely.
women, we think that we have to overcompensate in so many other ways to make up the difference. We're making up the difference for something that a pint is a pint. And
Mm,
it's going to serve wherever it's supposed to serve with bandwidth and capacity where a pint is needed.
yes.
So if it is it 2 pints that fill a gallon? Don't get me into that. Look,
No, now we're doing math, and I'm
I'm
told
like,
by the
we can do the
mathematician. Nope.
because if you got to double up, but
Yeah.
seriously. So I definitely, Heather, I want you to stay there, for a second with your, scenario because some of my loved ones are here. And I think mostly on the paternal side, I think at the moment, I don't know who showed up, but I also had to accept as an adult that my father also lost his mother as
Mm,
a child.
mm.
You know, so when you speak of fathers, I still had a young man finding his way no matter how old he got, you
Absolutely,
know?
because we're all little children on the inside.
Yeah. But that's my hero.
Yeah.
You can't tell me no different. That's he will forever. Did we freeze, Heather?
No, we're still here.
I'm like, that will forever, be my hero, but I have to understand, what he didn't get,
Hmm.
you know? And that gives me peace. So,
Absolutely.
so I would I would love to continue to go, wherever we can
Absolutely. I
actually take
mean,
this liberation
you're
conversation.
digging into the meat of what a lot of conversations do not cover, right? So when we talk about um
Oh, no more best kept secrets.
no, look here, no more best kept secrets, right? When we talk about being able to unpack, and a lot of people believe that when, for instance, y'all know that I'm CEO of Birds World Publishing, and I work with folks to help them write their message and turn their messages into movements. And a lot of folks believe that it's all about dumping on the page and then leaving it there and everything is okay. There
Mm-mm.
is a healing component that is a part of this process that is 100% necessary in order to move through this. Like there's an investigation and a curiosity that needs to exist. And so, as you were talking about, Sarita, the way you were showing up, and I'm talking about the way that I'm showing up and the things that I'm working through, I had to think about, all right, let's go one step removed. What
Yeah.
happened with my father, right? And how his setup was, and what caused someone to not be able to show up. Like there's a lot of unpacking and healing that is
Mhm.
necessary to be done, and to be able to do that in community as you are working through unpacking secrets is important. And we're not only talking about secrets that we're holding. We also need to talk about the
Yeah.
secrets that we're holding within ourselves. I know for me, Sarita, you have seen me in my mind behind closed doors.
Yes, I
And behind
have.
closed doors, you know, help me move through this world and share this gift and build this movement that I am building, right? And so as we think about our own magic and our own genius, and how
Yeah.
sometimes we are our own best kept secrets, and how what we can bring to the table is necessary to move the needle, and how our impact needs to be documented, so
Yes.
that this can actually happen. What stirs up for you? I know there's been so much that's been going on, and when thinking about documenting our impact and the stories that we hold.
Hmm. Well, you know this, Pete, this part in the sense of unfinished business, right?
Mhm.
Um, because the women who are here today, they either have written something and published, they've thought about it, they've I don't want to call it like breadcrumb, but they're leaving crumbs where to the point that people are like, where is your book? Right?
Right.
You know, right, right. And I think the best thing that I can say here is, and I shared this with Heather before, um, I always had several books inside of me. So the present day, the woman who's speaking right now is singular self-published author of one book that pushed with no Amazon, no Barnes and Noble, just direct sales, 3,000 plus direct sales, and 5 time like a combination of co-authors, so anthologies, things like that. So 6 time published author in several books, and there are more to come, right? But my dad must be here like right now because my first book was inspired by my dad. And Heather knows the short of this is I had the original manuscript. I was at a really, really low place in my life. And this was 2015. So really, really low. You're talking about a low, low, low. And my grandmother calls me and I don't have my, I don't have heat in the home that I'm living in. I have to like really gather this, but because I had to heat up the water to bathe my son. And I mean, this was someone who had already graduated college, had good jobs, this and that. I just was in the valley. And it took me back to, I've been here before, so I know how to survive. I know how to be Serita the survival. The person speaking today is Serita the mogul to come, right? The mogul in training, right? Some may beg to differ to be like, girl, you already that. But I'm sitting in it and I have to accept that and I got to act accordingly. Where I'm going with this is my grandmother calls me and asks me to move a relative in. And this relative has a baby on the way and another child. I'm a single mom. Struggle bus is real. Only my son's bedroom like has furniture and I'm sleeping on the sofa in my living room. So I'm like, how the hell am I going to take care of help somebody else? I say yes. Ladies, we got to stop doing that. I'm talking about at times when I was the pint. She needed a gallon. I ain't have that to give. Move this individual in. I had one request. Whoever has implanted this new being in your body, since he can't provide for you and I'm giving you all I got and I really don't have much to give, he's not allowed here. That gentleman was welcome to my home while I wasn't there. And in 48 hours, my place was robbed of everything that was technologically mine and valuable to me and my son, including my first manuscript of my first book that I published.
Mm.
That could have knocked the wind out of somebody to say that book ain't supposed to get nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, thank you to Google Docs. It wasn't as advanced as it is now, but I had pieces of the manuscript saved.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started back getting to, well, I don't recall what I had in it, but maybe that's not what's supposed to be in the book. But the fragmented pieces was still the frame of that book. Fast forward, I recover, I move to a new neighborhood, I get a better job, all of these things. And then one of the worst moments of my life, another time, I lose my dad without, all of the details of that, right? And I didn't publish the book while he was in the living. So 1 year later, I published a book and honor, the dress that I'm wearing on the cover is the last dress I wore when he came to clap for me in the audience. When I won when I was honored for 40, at the time, 40 under 40 Young Women's Professional League. And I remember he was late And he was like, here's a little tip. He was just happy. Okay. Like,
That's my baby.
yeah, like I'm like my daddy up in this, like, and
Yeah.
it was so beautiful because unfinished business. What I'm really trying to say here is to get it done and listen to people for years to come who are looking forward to the revised version with a different cover because I've outgrown what I did a few years ago. It's so
Yeah.
people are going to get that same book, but it's just going to have some more meat and potatoes with a different cover. Same
Yeah.
content, but just an elevated manuscript. And I'm sharing this because the feedback that I got from people for years to come, whether it's from the little workbook in the back, whether it's from my story, or whether it's from me asking people three things. Because Heather shared that I own Success Junkie. I grew up seeing people hooked on negative. My life's mission is to keep and keep people hooked on positive. And I ask people three things amongst a lot of other questions. But I asked them, and this is where I need you to just buckle your seatbelt for a second, because what was your first hit? That question is for you, ladies. What is one of the most proudest moments that you've had in your life? And I'm talking about in your primary years. I don't care if you won the spelling bee, made the cheerleading team, student government. Whatever it is, drop it. Like if you are engaging, like if I can see some of those comments, what's
Absolutely.
a proud moment for you that when you think about it and connect to it, you feel it because your endorphins skyrocket. And what that means is it's like those happy feelings. You're like, oh my God, I never thought about that until right now. I asked that for a reason because Heather shared hers. And I would love for her to share it with you all today. Look at this. So I'm going to say the last two things. So after you identify that first hit, that rush, that thing is tied to who you're supposed to be today. And a lot of us forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Two final things. Side effects to being ambitious. Junkies hang with junkies, y'all. Whether it's good or bad. And what I mean by that is there is relapse that you experience as a junkie. There's withdrawal. There's isolation. This is the process of getting to done. So there are side effects and you have to embrace those things. Oh, I can't hang with them anymore. I can't do those things like I used to. I got to get this done because you're the blueprint, the cheat sheet, the hack for somebody else's success. And they're going in rooms, listening to podcasts, and they're still unfulfilled because they didn't hear your story.
And can't find it.
It
doesn't live anywhere. It's not tangible. They cannot hold it and be in conversation with you.
And you are doing them a major disservice by not showing up. The last thing that I'll say here is I call it success overdose. But don't get so high on your own supply, especially Black women. We the most educated women on this planet. But don't get so high on your supply of achievement to the point that you forgot where you came from and you ain't tell nobody. You didn't send the ladder down. So you sitting, she wondering. Like, can somebody send the ladder down? Like, how do I get there? I'm like, Heather, what's going on? Show me what's in your hand over there.
So when you said what was your first hit, this is something that I keep with me. This is the very first book I published. Or wrote. I didn't even wrote, and I went Lil Ward for. You can see Lil Ward. Y'all, I was 6 years old.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know this. I know something else. I don't know this one.
Oh, this is 6-year-old me.
Wow.
This is you were talking about the hit is the thing that leads you to who you become. Writing this book led me to writing the second book. Where is it? It's in here too. My Body Parts Part 2.
Oh my God.
So I covered arms.
What does that say? It says inside of, what did that
inside
say?
Heidi. And so what I did was I covered the
Oh,
digestive system and took y'all on the journey
oh
of what it
my
looks
gosh.
like to experience, your digestive system.
So I'm
And so
gonna
I
call something out, y'all. If y'all, I'm about to call something out. So she has her shirt on today with the gold trim and this booklet that she has. She has the gold sticker,
it got gold trim on it.
and all I'm seeing and thinking is like Pulitzer Prize or Nobel. Like I just see. I'm telling you, it's like the preview of what we already know about
It
you, Heather.
is. It is. And it requires us to go back, like you said,
Wow.
and
Thank you for
identify.
sharing that.
Yes, yes, yes. And remembering to send the ladder down. I want to I want to tie that in, right? Because
And I want to know some first hits. So I want some of you
I
who
know
are
I'm like, where
listening.
y'all at
Yeah,
in this
look, I
chat?
want to know what was that first achievement, accomplishment? What was that thing?
Come
Look,
on,
look,
let us know.
come
Let us
on.
yeah, like when thinking about how that ties into who I am today and thinking about that statement of remember to send the ladder down.
Oh my.
I know what it was like to not see myself in literature. I know what it was like to not be able to understand why I sounded differently or why I looked differently. And for someone to send the ladder down in
Mm.
books like For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Was Enough by Ntozake Shange, that was the first book that I held and said my language can look different. My flow of words can have a melody to it. The words in which I use and how I spell them can be different, right? And my story can be seen.
Oh, I love
So
that. Oh,
yes.
okay, Coach Hook. She said, made me think of a captured photo of my daddy handing me a dozen roses as the first
Mhm.
in the family to graduate high school and seeing it on the front page of the local newspaper
Come
the
on.
next day.
So that recognition, like that I see you and
Oh,
how important it is to be seen and recognized, no matter how old you are. We might be 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and we still crave for that gold star that we got when we
oh,
were 5 years old.
oh, that's so good. Thank you for sharing, Coach Hooks. That's so good. Look, whoever I look,
Mhm.
I love to hear those origin stories because
Yeah.
I kid you not, I got a little joke. So I am a very, very nice person, ladies. And if we have any gentlemen here, so it takes a lot to ruffle
Mhm.
my feathers, right? In a piece of my life right now, I'm finally understanding the moment when the villain is born.
Ooh.
And I'm so okay with what's about to happen in this next chapter. Like, the
Because
villain
you're
ain't
protecting
always
your peace.
bad.
You're protecting your peace. It's not that it just comes out of nowhere.
It
You
don't
are
come out of nowhere.
understanding. You are understanding what it takes to liberate yourself
You
and
all
to
are
keep yourself
witnessing.
safe.
So, that liberation, warning, it may be the beginning of a villain's story. Now, it's up for you to determine what that looks like, feels like, who's it for. Look, okay? Because the Joker, he got a story just
He
like
does.
Batman.
Yes.
Okay. So, and
Yes.
Coach Hook said, oh, the first book, she said, I know why the caged bird sings. I need to reread that.
I know.
My today self needs to read that like tomorrow, like her newspaper
Absolutely.
article that came out the day after graduation. I need to reread it.
Yes.
Heather, where
Yes.
we going with this? Because you got me like
We are
when we log
fired
off,
up. And
we
we're coming to a close. Like this is only the beginning, so you have to come back for a part two, right? Um, you did a really beautiful thing. You did several beautiful things in your letter that just gave me chills. And I'm over here with my pen. I am taking notes. And you said choosing myself is the most important responsible thing you can do.
yeah.
She is still here. And you asked the question, when is it my turn? And I want to take that statement of when is it my turn
Yeah.
and ask folks that same question. when we start thinking about the impact that you've had in your community, how you have carried your family, how you have shown up for everybody else, and have, like you said, put yourself at the bottom of that list. I know if you are here today, you have built something that is so impactful, and somehow it hasn't had the opportunity to shine the way that it deserves because you have been the best kept secret. And we're done with being the best kept secret. We are here to be able to show up for ourselves on a regular basis. And so I want you all to drop in the chat what is something that you have built that has been impactful that you would want the world to know about, that you know could shift and move mountains because you were a part of it. I want y'all to drop that in the chat because when we think about what that is, Sarita, when you were talking about your book and you were talking about, was that here? Hold on, I'm trying to like figure out pre-conversation and conversation. I think this was pre-conversation, but you mentioned a speech that you gave when you were younger and how that led into who you are today. If you think about the impact that you've had, and if you never wrote that book and put it into 3,000 other people's hands,
Yeah.
how that shifted things, right? So
Yeah.
I
That's
would love
funny.
for you. I loved you sharing that with me, and how again it connects
No,
with the
it's funny
conversation
to
that
hear
we're
you say
having
that because you and I didn't know one another when I had the book launch, and
today.
my
Mhm.
grandmother, she scolded me because she said it's the equivalence of the well in the pond. She was like, "Why did you have that little bitty space for your book launch when you know who you are?" Because it was packed, right? It was packed from wall to
Mhm.
wall,
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
and she's like, "Don't you ever do that again." She's just like, "What are you
Don't
doing with
you
that little bitty
ever
space?
don't
Take
you
up
ever
space." You
Yeah,
know,
take up space. And
you
you get to
know,
take up space on the page and in person. I
yeah.
love that. I
But
love that.
I want to call out what you said super quick. I shared with Heather that I was class president, junior year of high school, and then senior year, no one ran against me, so I got the position again uncontested, and but I had to get on the stage in front of the school, and my speech was the expressway to success. And when I graduated high school, I was voted most likely to succeed. So, ironically, Success Junkie, it's a lifestyle.
There's a connection. And we all have these connections. We just have to take the time to sit down, brainstorm, and have someone take a look at it and pull the storyline together. You all know, and you've heard me say this over and over again, I believe that people have at least 3 to 5 books inside of them. And one of the ways that you can stop yourself from being the best kept secret is by putting it into tangible form for other
Yeah.
people to absorb and to take in and to begin to build your movement around. And I love what you said in one of our conversations, Sarita. You said, you don't want to be the best kept secret. There's
No.
nothing reflected in your bank account.
It's
It's not reflection of your bank account, right?
such a secret.
And your
Look,
impact.
it's
And your
such a secret that no
yeah.
one can even make deposits. Like
And
it's
I'm done.
wow. Because
Yes, and
some
I'm
people
done.
they use that term as a compliment. People be like, "Yeah, I'm the best kept secret." I be like, that ain't good," because
We're
I have to share this geographically speaking. I say it every chance that I get, and the United States of America on this planet, Heather, makes up 4% of our entire global population. That's
mm,
the country. So if you think about your city or town, that is only a decimal of that 4%. So being a best kept secret, I think the best thing that I really want to say here is it's okay to outgrow your neighborhood.
mhm.
It's okay, to outgrow your state and sometimes even your country. United States of America, 1, 2, 3,
Or
4% of the entire world, a planet with over 8 billion people, How dare you?
We're playing
How
small.
dare you think no one wants to hear what you have to say?
Mm, mm,
So I, I have so many thoughts. I think the last thing, because Heather and I did this work together, super
mhm.
brief. It's when you're like, well, how do I do it? Right? It's a lot of ways that you do it. But when it comes to your story, you have to document the chronological order of the things that you recall as best as you can.
Yeah.
Be your own archaeologist.
Oh,
Because I like to ask people, when you go all the way back to being incubated in your mama's belly, was she happy? Was it joyous? Was her life disrupted? Because
mhm.
when we know our origin story, then
Yeah.
everything else makes way more sense. So when you're thinking about where do I start, start at the beginning. Start at the beginning and just watch how it stacks up, and you're going to find the sub stories. And then you'll find several books. So
Absolutely.
so for me, that first book, which is nowhere to be found at this moment, was right. Look, the revamp, right, was the Success High 12 Steps to Getting and Staying Ahead. And 12
Mhm,
steps was because I was at 12-step program with my dad when he was trying to change his life. And I was 12 years old alongside him,
mm,
seeing him make a
mm.
shift in his life. And I just translated it to mindset and reaching goals and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So, um, the book that folks are asking for, which I know Heather, I might need her to be a contributor to this because it is tied to Best Kept Secret. And I don't
Mhm.
know what it is going to be finally, but it will definitely be tied to taking your brand to the bank with your true story. You
Oh,
can't make this up.
can't.
Can't nobody duplicate it. It's
No.
yours.
Yep.
It's yours. So,
Yeah.
Heather, I know we're coming to bringing this
We
thing on
are.
in. I am honored. Oh, I mean, do we say anything else about next week? I know we got a
Oh
lot of
no,
business.
we talking about it. I'm about to you were opening
Okay,
that door for us, right? So,
good. Heather,
we
we locked in for life. So
we
it's
are.
you
We
already know,
are.
Heather.
We are. And we have been growing and pushing each other to do the things that we need to do in order to show up in the light that we deserve to be in. And one of the things that Sarita and I have been working on is, what does it look like to create in-person space to take your ideas around your knowledge, around how you've shown up in space, the way you transform those spaces, and take that idea and turn it into an outline for your book. So Sarita and I are partnering next Tuesday on the 23rd. For those of y'all who know Sarita, you know what that means. Um, and we'll be downtown at the Willis Tower. And we will be collectively, over the course of 2 hours, working together to take your idea and having you walk away with an outline for your book. If you have been someone where you know that your impact deserves to be documented, and when I say impact, I don't mean that you were featured on the front page of the news, even though that was really cool for, who was that? Coach Hooks, I think, that had that
Yes,
that
yes.
had that photo, right? But as you're thinking about chronologically all the things that you have done, if you have managed to raise 6 kids as a single mother, we need to know that secret. We need to know what
The
you did.
Will to Live 2000. Look, where's
Look,
that book, Auntie? Look, Auntie,
look here.
she got the
Come
book,
on.
baby.
I know,
And they
like,
are brilliant.
and be
Genius.
honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself about what's actually stopping you. Bring all of those things to the table, because when you do, and we know what you are starting with, I can help you go from, this is what I'm struggling with, and begin to work through that mindset. Be able to say, this is the first or next book that I should be working on. Be able to brainstorm all of the things that you know, because sometimes until you create space to sit down and write, you don't actually know all the things that until you write them down, and then you look at it, and then you realize you didn't ran out of pages, and now you got to flip the page and work from the back of the page, right? And then we get to organize these collectively, because again, this process is not done alone. I did not get here by myself. Sarita is a huge part of where I am today because she took time to sit down with me and help me organize my mind as I work to organize other people's minds. She calls me a creative architect.
It
Thank you so much
definitely
for
is.
that language, right? Um, and I take a look at things from a bird's eye view and I begin to arrange them in a way and package them back to you. You already said the thing, but you don't even know you said it. So I would love to be able to have you in this room for 2 hours next Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30. We will be at the Willis Tower. It is the From Idea to Outline Birds World experience in collaboration with Serita Love. And I know we focus on a lot of things today, and all of those things are a part of the process. Needing to unpack what we have gone through to understand what needs to be talked about in a book is important. It's not just about the writing. It is about the conversations. It is about the healing. It is about the impact and the movement that we are starting. Shout out to Tamika, who was in this room. I saw you earlier. And she wrote her book, Obedience Over Perfection, and worked with the
Ooh.
Bird World to
Oh,
make that happen.
that's Tamika, baby. Baby, that book look good. I need look, I'm so let me give her roses. Is that a Birds World Publishing? Okay, all I'm
We're
gonna say, I'm gonna
collaborate on this project and make it happen.
congratulations, Tamika, and I'm just gonna say congrats in advance if you decide to take it there and you get there.
Oh,
That
she is.
type of book is a stop you in that cover is a stop you in traffic at the airport. That's one of the hacks for book covers, and that's why I'm revamping mine. You need something that makes people, no matter how fast they're moving. If I were in the
Mhm.
airport right now, I would skirt skirt. I'd be like, now what that
Woo!
say? Who's this sister? Like it's job well done, chef's
Yes,
kiss. I didn't.
yes.
You are. I'm. Look. I'm bowing because I saw your book. I saw it behind you one day, Heather.
Mhm.
Heather. She be on the calls in different angles and things. There it is. There it is. Shout. Go to Mika and
Yes,
anybody
right?
else. Drop your books, y'all. Look, but
Yes,
seriously, that's
absolutely. We need to be able
amazing.
to support one another in this process, right?
Wow.
So, to be able to hold your book in your hand,
Wow.
to be able to say, I wrote a book and then build the movement. Because it's not just about the book, y'all. It is about the book that is being dropped in the like a pebble in a pond that creates the rippling effect, which is your movement. It's the conversations that have afterwards. It's the impact that you have with the readers. It is all of the things that come after the book, but we have to get the book out there and document your impact so that you are not the best kept secret. All right. So if you are interested in being in this room, I'm telling y'all, it is going to be fire. We're going to have so many beautiful conversations, and you're going to realize that not only do you have one book inside of you, but you have at least 3 to 5.
Mm.
So if you are interested in being a part of this experience, it is only $47, y'all. If you are like, I can't be there, reach out to us. Let us know what's going on. We are
Yeah.
communal. We are here to help folks realize what is possible. But it is only $47 to be in that room to go from idea to outline in 2 hours. Sarita, is there any last thing that you want to say?
I
Um,
I just want to reiterate the if you know you're supposed to be in the room, just send a message to either of us.
mhm.
We want you in the room.
Yes.
And whatever. Say something. That's all I'm gonna say. I
Mhm.
don't. Miss Sage. Is it Chioma or Kioma? I
Chimoma.
want. Is it Chioma? I know she
Mhm.
says she doesn't live in the Shy, but if anyone wants to stay in touch, I'm Success Junkie everywhere. One thing that we didn't dive into today, super quick, is Success Junkie is the community, right? It's tools and resources that promote upward mobility. But I am evolving my personal brand into Success Matchmaker. So if you ever need someone to be the shortcut to your next deal, holla at your girl. So whether
Mm,
that's
mm.
partnerships, collaborations, and sponsorships, it's me. So Heather and I, we got some work to do. This was a project that, and let's drop some congratulations for Heather because she graduates next month from the 1 Million Black Women program powered by Goldman Sachs, cohort 9. I'm cohort 8. So it was an incredible experience. She finished strong. So let's give our girl some love. She
Thank
is
you so
graduating
much.
in New York City
Yes.
in July, on July, what's the date again, Heather?
July 28th, 27th to 28th. Yes.
Congratulations again, Heather. But understand, if there's any way we can serve you all beyond next Tuesday, we come to other cities and we're trying to expand to other countries. So there's no
Absolutely.
limit to what we can do. Just start the conversation and we'll handle the rest.
Absolutely. And to answer Tamika's question, yes, this particular segment will be in person. However, if you know someone who cannot be in that room, please connect me with them because there are other options that can get them to this goal that already exist. And so, also, I mentioned this earlier. I host an open house every first and third Tuesdays of the month. So, tomorrow, if there is someone who you're like, I really want to be a part of that room, but I don't know what that means, and I don't know anybody, come to the open house tomorrow and you will have the opportunity to get a feel of what this room really looks like, and how we hold space and what community really looks like to help you get from idea to outline, outline to your first draft, and first draft to be able to hold in your book in your hand. So if you go to birdsworldpublishing.com/open house, come to that room and feel it out. I understand you got to know who you're talking to,
Yes.
and what space we're in, right? And so feel free to check that out. If there are any other questions,
I
please,
just have
please,
a
please.
comment for
Yeah.
you, Heather, and this is off the dome in the sense of idea to outline is all about the skeleton.
Mhm.
And Heather, and I've never said this to her because it came to me right now. Heather has the skeleton key, okay? She got it. So once that foundation is laid, it's so much easier to line everything else up, and then you're all cylinders go to publish,
Absolutely.
because inside of the word authority, and I shared this with my aunt, the will to live. She is the proud author of The Will to Live, you know. And I guess the best thing that I can say with this is with Heather, like having that skeleton key,
Hmm.
you'll expedite the process. We don't have
Yes.
to, we'll have a deadline. She has ghostwriting services. It like that comes at a premium. But anything that you need can be provided for. So if you're feeling it in your spirit, whether you're available or not, get to this woman and get to her soon. This is almost the end of quarter 2 of 2026. Get
Yes.
on the line, get in the room, whether that's virtual or in person, you'll be published. And the
Yes.
last thing that I was saying with that, I forgot it for a second. I said authority.
Yes.
Inside of the word authority is author. If you're ready to raise your platform, your calling card is your book. It's your book.
How you doing?
That's it.
Let's get started. My name is Heather Byrd. You know, like, oh my goodness.
That was amazing. And
Yes.
just kudos to you for, I don't know if you're going to do seasons or, it sounds like your next people that are going to be interviewed are in this room
Look
today
here.
with
Let's
us today.
have a conversation. We can make that happen. Yes. Thank you
This
so
was
much, Sarita,
this was phenomenal. I'm
for
so
being here.
grateful. Shout out to my loved ones and anyone else who sees this
Yes.
later. Share
Yes.
it, and to be
Please do.
continued.
To be
To be
continued.
continued.
You all, I want to thank y'all so much for being here in this space with us. If you were joining us live, please share, like, with other people who you know also need to see this episode. If you're watching it in the replay, let us know that you were here. We see the comments, we respond in the comments. You all give a round of applause in the chat. Let Sarita know that you will love her. Send her all the love. Thank you so much for being here, for being vulnerable, for setting us on the path of our own liberation and really setting us up to remember who we were before the world got a hold of us. That letter opened up something so deep in me as I tap back into my own inner child and understand that I'm showing up in the rooms the way that I deserve to be, um the way that I just deserved. You gave me permission to tap back into that space. So thank you again so much. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. If y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at
Thank
Birds World
you,
Publishing
Sheila. Look, I'm seeing my all the
They
cousins
up
come.
here.
I love you too, cousin.
Yes. Love you, Miss Love. Y'all are in here. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being vulnerable.
This was
And
amazing for so
my
many
goodness.
reasons. Congratulations. It's up, Heather. I told you. It's up.
It's up. And we up and we up and we up. Y'all. Until
I
next
love it.
time, with love and liberation. Breathe deeply. Exhale out. And thank yourself for being here today. All right, y'all. Until next time. See you then. Bye, y'all.
Yeah. See, hey, Marche. More cousins.
I love it. I love it. I love
Oh,
it.
cousins pulled up. That's so funny.
I love it. Bye, y'all.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, zhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.